Today on Garden Life with Juan, I'm gonna be planting some store-bought peas that I've soaked for the past 2 days, and also some carrots and some beets. Let's get into it.
Impressive.
So I'm gonna plant the peas along this fence right here. I have some dirt up under these leaves, so I'm gonna go ahead and move the leaves out the way. The reason why I'm planting the peas up against this fence is so that they can climb up the fence as they start to grow. Peas are a climbing viney plant, so it's gonna latch on with little vines like this, and then the pea pods will eventually grow off of that once it starts to flower. I'm gonna dig a nice little trench all the way along. And I like to do 2 rows of trenches just to maximize the amount of peas that I can get in one area. And the second trench right alongside of it. So when you're planting peas, you don't necessarily have to soak them, but soaking them does give them a better chance to sprout, especially early in the spring when you don't get too much rain. Luckily we have rain today, so it's a great time to plant. But soaking them just gives them a head start. And now when they do go into the ground, they should already be getting ready to develop their first roots, and then it'll make it easier for them to sprout fully and have a better chance of success. I'm just gonna sprinkle them into the trench. I'm not really gonna worry about how far apart they are, because if they do grow too close, I'll just thin them later in the spring. Now that I have the seeds in the trenches, I'm just gonna cover them with a nice layer of dirt and allow the rain to naturally water them in. To ensure the success of the seeds and to make sure that they don't dry out over the next couple days until they germinate, you will definitely want to make sure that the seeds are fully covered with the soil. Now that all the seeds are covered, it should take about a week or 2 for them to germinate. Once they germinate, they'll grow straight up, and then over time they'll lean towards the fence. And any of them that don't lean towards the fence, I'll push them towards the fence and they'll grab onto it and grow straight up. If you are looking to plant peas, it's best to plant them early in the spring because they do die out once it starts to warm up. Now let's plant some carrots and beets. So here I have one of my Hügelkultur beds. Hügelkultur is essentially a gardening style where you lay logs down first and then you lay sticks down, leaves on top of that, compost and manure, then soil. And what happens is over time, the sticks break down and they release nutrients slowly, and you have the compost on top to release them a little bit quicker. And it just kind of feeds itself over the next couple years, so you don't have to do a lot of fertilizing. This bed is about 2 to 3 years old. I don't do a lot of tilling in it because I don't want to disrupt the mycorrhiza fungi that lives in it, but I do till it up just enough to plant the seeds. So first I'm just gonna make a couple of rows and remove a couple of these weeds, and then I'm just gonna plant the seeds and cover them up the same way we did the peas. I'm gonna plant a couple varieties of carrots and beets. I have kaleidoscope carrots, short and sweet carrots, Detroit dark red medium top beets, Nancy Supreme carrots, organic dark red beets, and bull's blood beets. I'm gonna start with the organic dark red beets. I'm gonna plant them in groups of about 2 to 3 seeds, about 1 inch apart in each of the trenches. And now I'm gonna plant some of the carrots. So now that the seeds are planted, just gonna put a nice layer of soil on top, not too much. And once they do sprout, since they're in trenches, you can add more soil as they grow to keep them upright, so that you have a better chance of growing nice, solid beets and carrots. Now that I have the bed covered and the seeds covered, I'm gonna allow the rain to water them in over the next couple weeks. They're gonna start to sprout, and as they sprout, I can add more dirt to them, making sure that the tops are held up. Stay tuned for more garden life content coming soon. Peace.
Interesting.